loved it. It was so charming, so beautiful, so funny.
I mean, a one-man show is quite an undertaking. It needs someone with kind of nerves of steel. It's a full-length play, and yet the audience is absolutely in the palm of his hand from the off. It's fantastic.
I laughed and I cried at one point, and it was, it took me by surprise. I had no idea how good it would be.
It was incredibly funny, but it's also very, very moving. Well, there's obviously a shared sensibility between David Tomlinson, who's a character from most people's childhood, and Miles, who is slightly old-fashioned, even if he doesn't want to be. He has a sort of Englishness which is very authentic and very appealing, but he's also capable of undercutting it and celebrating it, and that makes an amazing show.
People were laughing, people were crying, it flew by, and I honestly just wanted it to go on.
I mean, he's sort of one of these faces you grew up with, David Tomlinson, and yet I've never really sat to wonder about what his life is, and it's fascinating and brilliantly embodied by Miles Jupp.
Fantastic to see somebody not impersonating somebody else, but telling you his story as that person, which is theatre and film from another time.
Miles leads the entire thing with grace, with poise, and you know what? It was an hour and 45 minutes, and I could sit there and watch it for the rest of my life.
His performance was great. That was it. The fact he literally had me laughing, clapping at the end, giving him a standing ovation.
I found it really sincere, just incredibly sincere. He went from being dead jovial to being really, really quite morbid at times. So you were on like a full-on roller coaster of emotions throughout the entire thing.
You've got like these amazing anecdotes that I've never heard before. You've got like the bits of stand-up that Miles is actually sort of like we've seen him do before. We know he's amazing. At the end of the show, was just sort of sat hoping that he was going to come out again and carry it on for another 30 minutes.
It's beautifully written. It's written by someone who writes jokes, and you can tell. I mean, they're really good jokes.
I take away the desire to go home and say to my kids, come on, let's go fly a kite.